You think your relationship's solid 2 years deep, everything feels normal. Then out of nowhere she texts, "I need space. Don't contact me." So you step back, respect her wishes. You wait, confused, maybe even hopeful. Then you open Instagram, and there she is, your girlfriend, smiling on a beach, cocktail in hand, wrapped around her ex like you never existed. The caption, "Living our best lives." That's when it hit me. I wasn't her boyfriend. I was her backup plan. So I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I changed the locks, sold her car, yeah, it was under my name, and left her with one hell of a welcome home gift. My name's James. I'm 30. Not flashy, not complicated. I'm just a regular guy who thought he had something steady with a woman named Sarah. She was 28, bright, quick-witted, always glued to her phone for work social media marketing, always chasing some deadline. We had been together for almost 2 years. For the last year, we'd been sharing my apartment. It wasn't much, but it was ours. At least, I thought it was. I'd come home from work, and she'd already be there, hair up in a messy bun, half dancing through the living room in her socks. We'd cook together, laugh at dumb shows. I thought we had a rhythm. Lately, she'd been a little off quieter, like her mind was somewhere else, but I didn't press. Everyone has their moments, and I've always been the kind of man who gives grace when someone seems tired. I took care of the place, cooked most nights, never made her feel guilty for needing a break. That's what you do for someone you love. You show up, you give them room to breathe. It was a random Tuesday night when everything started to shift. I remember because I was standing in the kitchen, chopping vegetables for stir-fry. The sun was down, but the air still carried that late summer warmth through the open window. The apartment smelled like garlic and soy sauce. I was humming along to the radio when my phone buzzed. It was Sarah. I wiped my hands, picked it up, and read the message. "Things feel complicated. I need space to think. Don't contact me for a while. I'll reach out when I'm ready." That's it. No warning, no conversation, just a clean, cold message like it was business. My chest went tight, and I just stood there, knife in hand, staring at the screen. I didn't know what to say, so I didn't fight it. I replied, "Okay, Sarah, take your time." I figured she needed a moment. Maybe something was going on in her head that she couldn't explain yet, so I gave her the space she asked for. I didn't text. I didn't call. I didn't show up at her work like some desperate guy from a bad movie. I waited. I stayed respectful. The days that followed were strange. Quiet. The kind of quiet that isn't peaceful but hollow. I tried to go through the motion of shower, eat, work, but it all felt dim. I'd lie awake at night asking myself where I went wrong. Was it something I didn't see? Something I said? Something I didn't say? I racked my brain trying to piece together what had gone so wrong between the stir-fry dinners and her needing space. And then on Friday night, just 4 days after she ghosted me in my own home, I opened Instagram. I wasn't even looking for her, I was just scrolling, but there she was. Tagged in a photo by one of our mutual friends, my breath caught in my throat. It was Sarah, glowing in the middle of a beach, cocktail in one hand, hair tousled by ocean wind, that carefree smile I hadn't seen in weeks. But it wasn't the beach or the drink that made my blood run cold. It was the man standing beside her. Michael. Her ex. The one she said was done. History. The same man she'd told me had broken her so deeply she could never trust him again. And yet, there he was, with his arm around her waist like he'd never left. Like I'd never existed. The caption said everything I needed to know. Island sunsets and second chances. Hashtags like reunited and paradise. It was like someone had taken a sledgehammer to my chest. This wasn't space. This wasn't reflection. This was betrayal, dressed up in bikinis and coconut drinks. She didn't need time to think. She needed an excuse to slip away without confrontation. She used my silence to rewrite the story. She left me behind while she picked back up where she'd left off with someone she had supposedly buried. And I, like a fool, had stayed back, respectful, obedient, waiting in an apartment that still had her shoes by the door and her coat hanging on the hook. She wanted me quiet while she tested the waters with someone else. She wanted a clean exit and a backup plan if it didn't work out. She thought I'd be waiting. But that's the thing about betrayal. It doesn't just break your heart. It changes the way you see everything. I stopped waiting. The sadness didn't disappear, but it turned into something else. Cold, steady, unshakable. It turned into resolve. I'm done being played. If Sarah wants space, she's getting it, permanently. Saturday morning I call a locksmith. For $250, 0 cents, he swaps out the deadbolt and knob lock on my apartment door. Her key, useless now. Peace of mind, worth every cent. Then there's the car situation. Here's the deal. 6 months ago, Sarah's old junker died, and she needed a reliable ride for work. Her credit was trash, so I stepped up. I bought a used Mazda CX-5, about $18,000, 0 cents, all in my nom-alone title, insurance. She was supposed to pay me back monthly, which she mostly did, and she treated the car like it was hers, decking it out with fluffy dice and all. But legally, 100% mine. Never added her to the title or insurance. So I grab the spare key, drive the car to a trusted dealership, and tell them I'm selling. They check it out, offer $16,500, 0 cents pending inspection, and I sign the paperwork to start the process. A few days later, the deal's done, and the car's gone. Her parking spot at the apartment? Empty. I don't touch her stuff in the spare room, that feels too petty, but she's not waltzing back into my place without a conversation she explicitly told me not to have. I'm not angry, not really. It's logic driving me now. She asked for no contact, showed me the relationship was over by vacationing with Michael. I'm just protecting what's minning me home, my assets, my sanity. Instagram says her best life trip lasts another week. I sit back and wait for the fireworks when she returns. It's a quiet Tuesday night, the kind where nothing's really happening but you can't shake this tight, anxious feeling in your gut. I'm sitting on the couch, half watching some rerun on TV, trying not to spiral again about everything. The apartment feels emptier than usual, like it's holding its breath too. That's when I hear kitties jangling outside the door, then the sound of metal scraping, stopping, scraping again, like someone trying to make something fit that just doesn't anymore. The rhythm shifts from confused to frantic, and then pounding. A voice calls out, muffled but sharp. "James, what's going on? Open the door!" It's her. Sarah. She's not crying, not begging. She sounds annoyed, like I'm the one who broke the rules. I get up slowly. My hands feel like they're made of stone. I open the door just a crack, the chain still on. There she is, tanned from the sun, suitcase in hand, wearing travel clothes like she just stepped off the plane. Her expression is tight, lips pursed, eyes flashing with irritation. "My key isn't working," she says, trying to sound casual. "Did something happen to the lock?" I keep my voice even, calm. "Yeah, I changed them." "What?" She laughs, blinking. "You? Changed the locks? Why?" "You asked for space, Sarah. You said not to contact you. I figured I'd help make it permanent." Her face shifts instantly. Annoyance gives way to shock, then anger, then the tiniest flicker of fear. "Wait, what? I just needed time. You can't just lock me out like that." I nod slowly. "Saw the vacation pics. Looked like you found what you were looking for." Her mouth opens, but I keep going. "You and Michael, on a beach, drinking cocktails, living your best lives, while I was here, thinking you were figuring things out alone." Her voice jumps an octave. "That was just a trip. We're friends. You're making it a bigger deal than it is." I raise my eyebrows. "Friends? Come on, Sarah. You don't hold your friend's hand on a romantic getaway while ghosting your boyfriend." Then her eyes flick down the driveway. She blinks again. "Wait. Where's my car?" And there it is. That tone. Not worried, not regretful, just offended. like the world is out of order because something that's hers is missing. I let it hang in the air for a second, then I say, "First, it's my apartment. Second, it was never your car. I bought it. Title's in my name. It's at the dealership now. I'm selling it." Her jaw literally drops. "You're selling it? You can't do that. I paid for that car." I look her dead in the eye. "You made payments to drive it." "That's not the same thing. You used it. I owned it. It's done." She fumbles in her bag, pulls out her phone. "I'll call the cops. You can't just steal my stuff." I shrug. "Go ahead. Tell them your ex-boyfriend changed the locks on his apartment after you ghosted him to go on vacation with your ex. Tell them he sold his car. I'd love to hear how that sounds to them." She pauses, phone in hand, thumb frozen mid-air. Her eyes search my face for weakness, for guilt, for anything. But I'm done. Then I hear footsteps, shields on pavement. It's Jessica, her younger sister, showing up like she's about to solve some huge injustice. "James," she snaps. "What the hell? Why is she locked out?" Sarah bursts into tears now. Not a single tear when I said I changed the locks, but now, with an audience, it all comes pouring out. "He locked me out! He's selling my car!" Jessica whirls on me. "After everything she's done for you, you're seriously kicking her out and taking her stuff?" I stay calm. My heart's pounding, but my words come clear. "It's my apartment, Jessica. My car. Check her Instagram. Michael's all over it. This isn't revenge. It's closure." Sarah's still crying, but it sounds forced now. Jessica steps toward me again. "She needs her things." "Not tonight," I say. "You can text me. I'll box everything up." "You're not coming in." And I shut the door. I lock it. I stand there for a moment, breathing hard, and slowly, I feel it. Relief. Like I just closed a door on something toxic, and for the first time in weeks, maybe months, I can actually breathe. Later that night, a text buzzes through. It's from Jessica's phone. "Sarah needs her stuff tomorrow, 10 a.m. Be ready." "No please, no thanks, just another demand." "Fine." I spend hours boxing her things. Her clothes, shoes, books, makeup. I even fold her sweaters. Not because I care, but because I want her gone without reason to come back. I stack it all neatly by the door. It's weird, but it almost feels like cleaning out bad energy. By the end of the week, the dealership calls. The car's officially sold. $16,350, 0 cents. I sign the paperwork, deposit the check, and don't look back. Pickup day arrives. I expect Sarah, but instead Jessica shows up with their mom Linda, and she's got that classic "I'm here to guilt trip you" face on. As soon as the door opens, Linda's crying, "James, how could you? She loves you." I stare at her. Not enough to turn down a beach trip with her ex. They try to push past me, say they need to check if I'm hiding anything. I shake my head. "Boxes are here. That's all you're getting." They drag the boxes to their car, grumbling the whole time, Linda muttering something about me being heartless. I stay silent. Let them talk. The drama doesn't stop, though. Sarah starts texting again. "I miss you. I made a mistake." Then, 2 hours later, "You owe me for the car." I respond once. Just once. "Title's in my name. I bought it. You paid nothing toward the loan. It's over." Then I block her. I block Jessica. I block Linda. A few mutual friends text confused. "Dude, why'd you sell her car?" I explain to the ones who actually care enough to ask, but some already picked sides. I don't chase them. Then comes the cherry on top, an anonymous complaint filed to my landlord about disturbances at the apartment. I know it's her or Jessica, but I sit down with the manager, explain the situation. He listens, says as long as there's no more issues, it's all good. And just when I think it's over, Michael tries to DM me on Instagram. I don't even read it. Just hit block. Every single move they make after that night tells me one thing. I made the right call. 2 months later, the storm finally quieted down. Not because Sarah apologized, or because things just worked themselves out, but because I stopped letting her chaos control my peace. I refused to play her game. No more back and forth, no more explanations, no more justifying myself to people who didn't care about the truth in the first place. She ran her mouth, she spun her story, she posted cryptic quotes on social media about betrayal and heartbreak. And yeah, a few people fell for it, some friends drifted away, probably feeling sorry for her, but looking back, they weren't real friends, they were just extras in her version of things. And good riddance. The people who actually knew me, the ones who saw me before, during, and after Sarah, they stayed, they checked in, they saw her games for what they were: disrespect, manipulation, pure selfishness wrapped in charm. Then, out of nowhere, I get a letter in the mail. It's from some second-rate lawyer, barely readable, full of typos and bolded threats. Sarah, through her legal representation, was demanding $10,000, 0 cents for the car, for emotional damages, and for reputational harm. I didn't even flinch. I forwarded it to my actual lawyer. He looked through it, chuckled, and sent back a response, packed with everything Sarah probably hoped I'd never save: the vehicle in my name, the loan papers, the insurance policy, the texts where she said not to contact her, and yeah, those beachside lovebird photos with Michael. The message was loud and clear: if she pushed this, we'd file for harassment, and there'd be a restraining order waiting with her name on it. After that, nothing. Radio silence. Her little threat disappeared as quickly as it came. I'm guessing the lawyer dropped her once he realized there was no case, just a bunch of entitled whining. Word travels, though, and small as the world is, I started hearing things. She'd moved in with Jessica for a bit, her loyal sister who defended her that night in the hallway, but that didn't last long. Apparently, Sarah started stirring up drama there too, asking for help with rent, food, borrowing clothes without returning them. Classic Sarah. Jessica eventually had enough and kicked her out. Then came the cherry on top. Michael, the vacation Romeo, ghosted her right after their trip ended. Just vanished. No calls, no texts, no promises. Poof. Gone. So Sarah did what she always does when the world doesn't hand her what she wants. She ran home to Linda, her mom. Back to that childhood bedroom, probably laying on a floral bedspread, ranting about how I ruined her life like she had no part in any of it. But here's the thing. I didn't ruin her life, she did. She made choices, sneaky, selfish ones, and now she's dealing with the fallout. Meanwhile, my apartment finally feels like mine again. I repainted the walls, got rid of all the furniture she picked out, changed up the space so it no longer had her fingerprints on everything. It was more than redecorating, it was reclaiming my peace. The silence now isn't empty. It's clean, it's calm, and it feels earned. People might look at what I did and say it was cold, locking her out, selling the car, refusing to talk it through. But I wasn't being cold. I was setting boundaries. I wasn't chasing revenge. I was creating consequences. She said she wanted space. I gave it to her. Permanently. She thought she could toy with me, keep me hanging while she went off to play girlfriend with her ex, then come back like nothing changed, but something had changed. Me. I was done letting someone else dictate how much I was allowed to hurt, or how long I had to wait to be treated like I mattered again. She lost a good life, a stable home, a partner who cared, all because she thought I was disposable. And when she came back, thinking she could slip right back in, all she found was a locked door and an empty parking spot. That car she loved to show off? Gone. Sold, legally and clean, for 16 grand and change. That space in my life she thought would stay open? Closed for good. Yes, it hurt. Of course it did. You don't spend 2 years with someone and walk away without a scar. But I didn't let it break me. I didn't beg. I didn't stoop. I didn't play dirty. I just handled it. I protected myself. I learned, and I moved on. She wanted control. She wanted attention. She got neither. All she's left with is the weight of her own actions, and that's something she can't sell, can't block, and can't spin into sympathy. As for me, I'm good. I've got my place, my peace, and my future back, and I'm not looking over my shoulder anymore. It's done. Some people only show you who they really are when they think you'll never walk away. But once you do, you realize you were the peace they never deserved. If you found this story real, relatable, or even a little healing, hit subscribe and check out the next video. You're not alone.